All right, so speaking of drinking a lot, we got a little debut we need to do here. And I say that because, you know, the new band that I just heard of that Doug and I have some history with here. Now check this out. For you guys who, I don't know if you guys were in on the conversation earlier, we were talking about it, but have you ever heard of Lucas Rossi? Lucas Rossi is the guy who won when they had 2 TV shows they were looking for lead singers. NXS did it one season. And then the second season, they put together a band called Rockstar Supernova. And it was Tommy Lee, obviously from Motley Crue, Jason Newsted, Gilby Clarke, and they were looking for a singer. The guy, this was, what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
The guy who won this, I mean, we're talking, it was on like CBS, all this stuff. A guy named Lucas Rossi won it. I went and saw him on tour with Tommy, and Newsted didn't do the tour because he hurt himself, made a guy from the Black Crowes playing bass. But
when you say
did they actually tour? I don't know. Yeah, they toured.
I never did. I thought it was just.
I like to laugh on the small details.
They actually went on tour. I went and saw him, man. It was cool. So you got Lucas Rossi who's singing for this band. The guy playing the drums is Kenny Aronoff, who has played. I think he did like about 20 years with John Mellencamp throughout the like 90s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, badass.
And he's played with like everybody under the sun. I mean, absolutely.
Played with Smooches.
I was going to say,
did he play with Smooches too?
Yeah, he played on my tour.
And then, so I find this out, the other 2 guys in this band are Greg Morrow and Steve Poland, who I used to share a warehouse with back when I was 15 and 16. Joe and I were...
It's a small world.
Yeah, man. Joe, the bass player for Last Great Hope, and we were in a band. That's where Doug and I met because, drunken times, man. Woo!
Yes, indeed.
Lots of them.
Like the Who Drove Me Home and then you find your car in the driveway kind of time.
Well, I was paying rent at that place. I just slept on the couch in there half the time with Lord knows how many other people. But, oh, yeah, man. So they were in a band called Safe Sex back then.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Hard Knocks before that. Oh, man, it was hysterical. Yeah, hey, we still may. I see you guys in the chat room there. I think Nick and Greg are in the chat room.
They still owe rent.
We may still owe rent. It's been, 22, 23 years. We very well may owe rent.
Potentially have that coming at you.
We could.
We should play together, and
Talk to your
Hard Knocks
accountant.
should open up for...
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to these guys and figure out where everybody else is. And, I've been running into so many old people. Greg, who's the bass player for this band you were talking about, his brother Nick and I have been talking, and on Facebook. And then there was another guy, Steve Garrity, that I ran into... just at my day job about a month ago.
I wonder if Steve remembers when I fell on my head at the Dead Kennedy show when we opened up for them. Steve, you remember that?
Yeah, exactly. We'll hit them up on Facebook here. But anyway, so check this one out, man. This is awesome. This is a band called Switchblade Glory. And, man, this song's awesome. We had a few of them we were going to play.
He doesn't remember that. He's cracking up.
That is what's so cool.
I should have gone to the hospital, everybody, by the way.
Yeah, again, for those of you listening on 96.5 WSLR in Sarasota, you probably have no idea what we're talking about. But, we're sitting here. We have guys from this band. We're about to, Steve and Greg from Switchblade Glory are in the chat room now, and we're reminiscing, talking about it. This is what it's all like, man. This is what it's all about. So check this one out. This is the debut right here. This is Switchblade Glory. The song is called No Regret. I love this one, man. Crank this up. It's No Regret. You're listening right here on The Rock Show.